Yo, welcome back to Blazy B. I'm Blaze and I'm B. Oh my god, you guys, this 2 weeks ago was a crazy week at work. So I work at a coffee shop, manage a coffee shop. It's great. Life is awesome. It's different, it's funky, it's cool. Every day, that's what makes it really fun. You get to talk to people, and every day is so different. And then you get to forget about it at the end of the day because, it's not that deep. It's great. And so, but okay, it's the general public, right? This is anybody that comes in. We have people come in from all sorts of places, like literally internationally or traveling domestically or just like driving through. It's off the interstate, it's easy access, it's local. People are drawn to it, right? So it's a great shop. I love working there. And but man, okay, we have an aging population and we have tons of regulars. We know their names, of course. They are regulars and they stay for an extended period of time and they love to talk to you. And I love to talk to you. And so one day I'm in on like a day that I'm not on the floor, like behind the scenes type of day, and I go down to grab something, and there is one of the older gals, and she is kind of like drooping off the chair, staring into the abyss, and I'm like, "Hey," no response. Man, this woman would never like she doesn't shut up. She just wants to yap. And I was like, oh man, shit. Okay, something's up. So I go over and I'm like, hey, tapping her on the back, hey, 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 hey. And I'm like, thank God I am a lifeguard. I've been a lifeguard since I was 15. And I mean like, whoo, my lifeguard senses are going off. My first thought is like, she's having a stroke. Like her arms off the chair, her face, her eyes are open, and she takes a big sigh and back down. But I mean, her eyes are into the abyss. Her nose is like running and her arms hanging there. I'm like, oh my God. So I yell out to the owner and I'm like, yo, I think we got a situation down here. She comes out, she's like, yep. So we try and call 911 on a cell phone, doesn't go through. We try like 3 times, does not go through. And I'm like, oh my God. So we go get like the main landline, call 911. But as we're doing that, we're also calling a relative that we know. We're in a small town. We know these people. So we're like, hey, we're going to call him. He comes. And so we're sitting with her and still just like into the abyss. And it's like, oh my God. But she's breathing. She's breathing. We're fine. And oh my gosh. And then it's like, and she's up and she's like, oh, I was feeling a bit clammy. I was like, hey, you want some water? Hey, Brittany. And I'm like, hey, I get her some water. And then it's like back to her old self. Well, yeah, I was doing this today and I was at the library that I came over and I was not feeling so well, but I'm glad you saw me. I did this at McDonald's a while back and I was out for like 30 minutes face down and nobody noticed me. I was like, oh my God, this is not okay. This is not okay. But hey, she went to the doctor. She's feeling a lot better. But that's like day one. Okay. So I'm shook, this is irregular. No one else is like seeing this. It's on the outskirts. Like I see how it goes unnoticed, but I'm like, oh, thankfully I saw this, right? And like spidey senses were going. And so, okay, we're good. We had a hiccup. We're vibing. Next day, totally fine. We're like, learning from this whole situation. And then an older gal kind of gets woozy. Her blood sugar starts to drop. And it's like immediate reaction. We need like Gus to get her some orange juice. And one of the staff was like on the orange juice. Like she offered it. She goes, she like sits her down, gets her some water too. And it's like, take your time. She like comes back to health after that, gets her to go box, and she's out. But it's like, okay, okay, older people, okay, okay, okay. Can you please like not? And it's like, damn, we work at a coffee shop. Like this is not what I'm in like envisioning my daily life to be is saving people's lives. So then the third day, is like a crazy day. We've had a rush. We've had like problems with the espresso machine. And it's like, oh my God. So we're doing all this stuff. We're having extra help on the floor. Like it's like a boom, boom, boom type of day, right? The line's getting long, it's getting big. Call someone up from the back. Hey, can you like hit the register? She starts taking orders. She's amazing. And starts taking this high schooler's order. And all of a sudden, she just like freezes up and starts to seize at the register. She goes into a full blown seizure and she starts falling forward. And I was like the girl at the register, amazing, like grabs her, but is not like verbalizing what's happening. It's just like, oh my gosh, this is happening, And I'm like, hey, this girl is seizing. Thankfully, another small town thing. The nurses come out of the line. The doctor is right behind her. And it's like, okay, we're going to push her back. Someone gets her feet and they put her up on a thing. And, it's a seizure. So you just like let it happen. You really can't do anything, give them anything. You just need like clear airway and you need to just let them seize. But it's like, okay, again, we need to call 911. We need people here. So, but you can't do anything with seizure too. So we like clear the way. We've got this taken care of. We have medical professionals here, thankfully, to take care of the situation. And she's like totally cool, like comes to and is like, what the fuck just happened? Totally like handled amazingly, thankfully. But it's like, what else do you do? It's like, okay, I'll help the next person. Like this is happening, but like we got nothing else to do, so next. But I'm like, okay, this is 3 days in a row. What did I do wrong? Am I like, what is this okay? But then my perspective is like, okay, this girl could have seized in her car, like her car was still on. She's coming to get like smoothies before school. She's on a vibe, and then this just happens, and it's her first one ever. Very scary. Her mom, comes later and is like, oh my gosh, what happened? I mean, so scary for like everybody involved. I mean, it's like 3 days that, and I'm like a little shook. And I call my brother because I'm like, okay, you are a lifeguard, you manage a pool, you do know what to do in these situations. Like my mind, I haven't been a lifeguard in a hot minute, and I think my certification it's probably expired, because I haven't worked in a pool in a hot minute. And so I'm like, I don't even know what you do for seizures. So I'm glad you have the support around you. But I feel like, okay, perspective. This girl could have been in her car alone when this happened. She could have been outside when this happened. And we were in the shop with a doctor and multiple nurses that just like, you know, whoop, took to care. It was incredible how just like people just come into action. And it's like, whew, it's pretty touching. I get like chills and man, I like want to cry every time I think about those 3 days in a row. It was just like, I just work at a coffee shop, dude. Like how is this? This is not coffee shop work. I'm not slinging espresso and saving lives. Like this is just but then the small townness kicks in, how everyone takes care of each other, and it's like this is so great. This is like my heart is so full. But also I'm fucking terrified for the next like thing. So I'm hoping, we've been good to the universe and we're putting that out there because, woof, man, people take care of yourselves. It's just like, it's scary out there, and we gotta just protect our bodies too. So be healthy, be safe. Woo, yeah, keep, yeah, keep it up, keep being good.